So, while certain movies and books are easily able to celebrate 100 years of existence, video games don't have such a title yet. Even for the oldest video game out there, it's only 68 years old. Still 42 years to go. But in the meantime, we do have some rather noteworthy games hitting their 20s and 30s this year, some of which are oddly similar in their achievements. Take, for instance, our first 90s dynamic duo, Super Mario 64 and Tomb Raider. These games are probably the total opposite in terms of audience and overall style of the game. Mario is bright, happy, and magical, filled with princesses and spiky turtles. Meanwhile, Tomb Raider is dark, serious, and gritty, filled with shooting and greedy mercenaries. However, they became groundbreaking for the 3D industry, and their respective genres for additional reasons. Mario 64 was best recognized for its camera movement, placing it in the hands of the player instead of it being fixed in advance by the game devs. Triple jumps, long jumps, wall jumps, and swimming were also implemented. Not to mention, this would be the base for open world gameplay to really be developed later on. Meanwhile, with Tomb Raider, it helped moving along more cinematic type gaming. Once again, made third-person view and player-controlled camera direction suddenly standard. But also, it leaned into more action and puzzle solving instead of just being a platform game. Plus, as a bonus, their main character was a woman, which at the time was very rare to see, especially in action-based gameplay. Now, you might also be thinking of a few other games that did really well with their 3D debuts, like Ocarina of Time or Final Fantasy VII. And yes, they were amazing games, just not quite as old. Final Fantasy VII was released in 1997, and Ocarina of Time was released in 1998. But even still, they are very much in the same category as these two groundbreaking games, so I thought it best to mention them, even still. But now we're gonna move on to our slightly less aged 2006 games. And for these, I wanted to talk about what I like to call the growing pains games. I guess they really were rivals that had to match each other with everything, because both Nintendo and Sega attempted a rebrand with Link and Sonic within that same year. In the past, both characters were seen as brighter, borderline childish with the designs, which isn't completely true if you actually stop and stare at some of the gameplay, especially with Zelda games, but regardless, that was the common consensus. Therefore, Sonic 06 and Zelda Twilight Princess were born. However, while both these characters were looking for a refresh, the reception of the respective games couldn't have been more different. Sonic 06 was a major flop. Meanwhile, Twilight Princess was a major success, holding the title of best-selling Zelda game for over a decade before Breath of the Wild came out in 2017. And I think most of this can be attributed to time, care, and actually just listening to what fans wanted. And now, both these games are aging to 20 years old. And while not significant too much in the way of pushing gaming limitations, they are both pivotal points for their companies. Which is unlike our last 06 pair of Oblivion and Gears of War. Both these games are highly considered kickstarters of HD gaming. Oblivion making RPGs far more immersive with full-blown voice acting, not just for main characters, but NPCs as well. And what Super Mario and other early 90s games had started, Oblivion was fully making reality in terms of open-world gameplay. Gears of War was also extremely crucial to how much more gritty and real first-person shooters would feel, including things like active reload and chest-high walls for cover. Not to mention its heavy preference on third-person perspective rather than the first-person perspective, which was really popular at the time. But now, in 2026, all these amazing games are either coming up to 20 or 30 years old. And even with that amount of time, they're still recognized by many, either being beloved childhood games or just revered as games that push the boundaries of gaming. But what do you guys think? Are any of these games your childhood favorites? Or are you in the category of just admiring them from afar for what they did for gaming in general? Let me know in the comments. And be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell so you never miss another video. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!